The first book I picked up from my local library's book sale is Pygmillion by George Bernard Shaw. It follows the story of an idealistic professor who transforms an unsophisticated Cockney girl into a refined young lady in this classic drama set in the turn-of-the-century London. The classic musical, called My Fair Lady, is also inspired by this novel. The novel consists of 133 pages. I paid only 50 cents for this book. It'll be a great addition to my classics collection. The next book I picked up is America the Beautiful. It is a collection of documents and speeches which have laid the cornerstones of democracy for the United States of America. It consists of important documents such as the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, and significant speeches. The book is 61 pages and only cost me 50 cents. The next book shares similarities to the one I just previously showed you. This is Democracy, an American Novel by Henry Adams. It was an instant bestseller when first published anonymously in 1880. Democracy is a quintessential American political novel, an incisive and entertaining caricature of corruption and individuals in a government by a descendant of a prominent political family. The book is 200 pages and only cost me 50 cents. The next book is Albert Einstein's Relativity, the Special and General Theory. I've been hearing a lot of things on the internet about this book recently, so I decided to pick it up for myself. It cost me only $2, and I know it's not in the best condition, but I decided to pick it up anyway. This book consists of a clear explanation of the famous theory that brought about the atomic age. It's 157 pages, and is supposed to be easy to interpret and understand. The next book is one I've heard mixed reviews about. It's the Know Your Bill of Rights book by Sean Patrick. It shares similarities to the book I picked up, America the Beautiful, but this one goes into detail and explains the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and what they mean for you as an American citizen. The book is only 122 pages, and I only paid 25 cents for this book. The next book is the 9/11 Commission Report, the final report of the National Commission on the terrorist attacks upon the United States. Nearly 3,000 people died in the terrorist attacks on September 11, 2001. In lower Manhattan, on a field in Pennsylvania, and along the banks of the Potomac, the United States suffered the single largest loss of life from an enemy attack on its soil. In November 2002, the United States Congress and President George W. Bush established the law, the National Commission on Terrorist Attacks upon the United States, also known as the 9/11 Commission. It's 428 pages and cost me only 50 cents. The next book I picked up is Dearest Friend, A Life of Abigail Adams. It covers the life of Abigail Adams, the wife of Patriot John Adams, who became the most influential woman in Revolutionary America. The book consists of 317 pages, and I paid only $1. The next book I picked up is Longitudes and Attitudes, Exploring the World After September 11th by Thomas L. Friedman. This book is made up from columns Friedman has published about September 11th, the most monumentous news story of our time, as well as a diary of his private experiences and reflections during his reporting on the post-September 11th world, as the author travels from Afghanistan to Israel to Europe to Indonesia to Saudi Arabia. He talks with the major players in the story, and to men and women in bazaars, schools, and alleyways, developing and refining his unique perspective on the new kind of war America finds itself fighting. The book consists of 379 pages, and I paid only $1. The next book is We Japanese by the Fujiya Hotel. This was originally created to be a guide for visitors of Japan so they could understand the customs and the traditions. It used to be printed on the back of the menus in the Fujiya Hotel. It's kind of an interesting story. So detailed, the drawings. I love this book. This was probably the most expensive book out of this whole haul. I paid $10 for it. It consists of 575 pages, and this particular edition was printed in 1964, but they have these books in printing since the 1930s. Very cool. Also, the pages are really thin and folded over. I wonder if these are made out of rice paper. Another thing that's cool about this book is how it's bound. As you can see, it's like bound open on the side like that. It looks like an ancient book. It's such a cool design. It also comes in this little box that has like this little clasp on it, but the clasp doesn't work. I think the weight of the book is just too heavy for it. As you can see, I tried several times, but it just doesn't close. Either way, I'm glad I picked up this book. Definitely one of my favorites now in my collection. The next book I picked up is The Forbidden City. Sadly, it's missing its cover, but other than that, there's no writing in it, none of the pages are torn, it's in overall pretty good condition. This book goes into the details of each of the palaces, such as the western section of the palaces, the halls of marital grace, the imperial household department, the inner court of the west, the Palace of Peace and Compassion, as well as many other locations located in the Forbidden City. It's 300 pages long and only cost me $1.50. If you're interested in learning more about this Empress Dowager, I made a whole video on it. I'll link in the description. The next book is Some of Us, Chinese Women Growing Up in the Mao Era. What does it mean to have grown up female in the Mao era? How can the remembered details of everyday life help shed light upon those turbulent times? Some of Us is a collection of memoirs by 9 Chinese women who grew up during the Mao era and now live in the United States. It consists of 201 pages, and I paid only 50 cents for this book. Thanks for watching. More videos coming soon.